Today is May 25th, 2023, and it's 6 o'clock p.m. And this is a Board of Selectmen meeting. And the first thing on our agenda is a dog hearing. But before we do that, we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. So I can have everybody stand up. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. So we have Mrs. Ricci?
Yes.
It's Ricci, right?
Rucci, yeah.
Rucci? Okay. And Mrs. Perez Cruz?
Right here.
Okay. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any other witnesses with you that are going to be testifying tonight of anything they've seen?
No.
Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is have the witnesses stand. And you're going to raise your right hand. Anybody that's testifying in the dog hearing. Okay, raise your right hand. And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you are given in the matter is the matter of truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I did.
Okay. Thank you very much. State for the record that each individual took the... Okay. So we'll hear from the ACO first. Tamara, can you stand up and tell us what happened that day?
Tamara Dufresne, Animal Control Officer. I also go by Tammy. So I'm just gonna explain how this all started. This has been going on for a while. In April 14th of 2022, last year, there was a nuisance dog hearing that initially the Rucci family had requested against the Cruz family, the dog. They're both dogs named Bella. At the nuisance dog hearing on April 14th, Bella the Shar-Pei, who belongs to the Cruz family, the Perez family, was deemed a nuisance, and the orders were given to keep the dog in the yard, either by a leash or building a 4-foot fence that the dog could run and be outside, and the last choice would be an invisible fence. And then within 30 days of the hearing, the dog would be enrolled in obedience school. Initially, after the hearing, I do remember hearing from the Rucci family that they were having an issue with Bella the Shar-Pei still coming over. And I believe it was either a phone call, I don't think it was a text message, but I was able to get in contact with Ms. Perez, and we addressed it. It was one family member in particular that seemed to be seen doing this more often than not, and I believe she said that, you know, okay, I will speak to that family member and make sure that that gets addressed. And then shortly after that, the Rucci family ended up building their own fence, which seemed like it was pretty sturdy. It seemed like it was a good fence. And I didn't hear anything else after that. So I was hoping that everything had been resolved. Both of them can testify whether that was not the case when the incidents started, if they ever stopped. But I hadn't heard anything for a while, and then most recently on April, that was last year. This year again on April 6th, this time the Perez family called because there had been a dog fight involving the Rucci's family dog, and there were some injuries to the Cruz Perez family's dog, so they had called the police, and a police officer did a report. And I think that pretty much takes us to where we are today. Now the Cruz Perez family is requesting a hearing due to what they feel is a dangerous situation with the Rucci family dog.
Questions?
No.
Do we only have the one picture? We only have the one picture of the dog?
I have photos. I thought I have sent more than one.
Yeah, we got the dog, dog bites and veterinary bills and the police report. Okay. Do you have anything else?
Your
Do
email.
you have anything else? Jim?
Wait, there's one. Sorry, what?
Did you have anything else?
You know, I did forward the message, and actually I'm looking, I just scrolled over and now I do see 4. So if you guys have the original email that I had forwarded to you, there should be that, I don't have
I never
the
got-
same one here.
We never got it.
Those guys didn't get it, it's
Oh.
just me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Do you have the original email?
I do. You want to go print out the pictures?
Yeah, if you have the pictures.
If I have it.
Just waiting for the photos.
Could you hear someone's testimony?
Just gotta take notes.
In mine, I only have one picture of the dog and then I have the 4 the vet bills. Those are the other 3, so those are the 4
okay.
pictures that I have. I do
Okay.
not
Okay.
have 4 pictures.
That's the photo. Yeah, because it's 3 vet bills and the dog picture. Okay. So we have everything. Did you have anything else, Tammy, to add?
No.
No? Okay. And then, Chief, do you have insight on this?
I just quickly researched it after talking to you real quick this afternoon. It looks like back probably almost a year to the day, they had another dog incident where it was flip-flopped, it looks like. The 2 Bellas went at it then. And then Tammy summed up the incident that we're here for today. The German Shepherd. It looks like the German Shepherd got out of the yard.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I have a report on chickens, but I don't think that has any bearing on the dog hearing, so.
Not unless one of the chickens attacked the dogs.
We
No.
actually got rid of them.
Get rid of the chickens?
Yes, we only have 2.
So you still have 2?
I still have 2, yes.
Okay.
We sort of like build up, still defensive, avoiding for them to go over the other side.
All right. So, do you, ma'am, can you state your name for the record also? And since you're the one bringing this to us, you filed a complaint against your dog Bella, because your dog Bella attacked their dog Bella. Okay, right. So, ma'am, can you state your name and then tell us what happened that day, please?
From here?
You can stand up, yeah,
Oh, no.
so the camera gets you.
Oh, okay. So my name is Cherry Teen Perez Ruiz. And so the reason why I'm here is because their Bella, I guess she managed to escape from under their fence and came and viciously attacked our Bella. She didn't bark, she didn't run around, she went straight to Bella and attacked her. Bella tried to escape. She tried to reach the front door, the back door, and she just kept attacking. We just I'm sure that they took care of the fence probably, and hopefully have her, stay away from Bella. Bella has been kept the whole time up in the deck. That's where she usually is during the day, and so nothing really happened before. Everything was just fine. Nothing was really between the dogs. I'm going to say, not between the neighbors, unfortunately, but between the dogs, everything was fine. But that's basically what I'm just requesting right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have anything else to add to your story at all? Any other details?
Yeah,
Did anybody else witness it?
yeah, she was there at the time.
Okay.
My
And-
daughter, Camille.
Was there a Michael?
And there's Corey and Hector.
Oh, Michael.
Is it okay she tells us what she's seen?
Of course.
Did you get sworn in?
No.
Stand up, raise your right hand. Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you are to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Witness statement good. All right, so what did you witness that day?
Yeah, so I was inside when the incident did occur. I didn't hear anything at first. It was my father that was outside and Corey that was mentioned. He came rushing to come get me outside, explain to me what happened, that she had gotten out, their dog had gotten out of the black fence, the marks on the floor. Then we called the cops together, and he just suggested that we make a report and take her to the vet.
But you didn't actually witness the dog attack.
No,
You didn't see anything.
no.
Right.
Looks like Hector was the one that was.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Camille Cruz.
Okay. And then, Mrs. Ritchie,
Sure.
what do you have to say?
Well, I actually have a letter from our boarder to give a character witness actually to my dog Bella. I don't know if you guys want me to read it or you want to take it. It also has photos of Bella interacting with other dogs, never showing aggression. Would you like me to read it to you or?
You can. You're gonna have to give it to us for record too.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. They just wrote, to whom it may concern, Bella Rucci, German Shepherd, has been a consistent client at Camelot Kennels in Munson, Mass. Since early 2021. She has come to us for boarding, daycare, and grooming. In that time, we have witnessed her as a wonderful dog. She is comfortable with our staff and playful with other dogs in playgroups. We have not seen from her any signs of aggression. We have witnessed vocalization when dogs walk by her when in kenneled. And that is the extent of any reactivity towards other dogs that we have seen with her in the years with us. Most dogs in the same situation show similar behavior. Additionally, we have never witnessed her being vocal or reactive to any humans. We are also including photos of her most recent stay with us, where she shows good behavior with other dogs, as well as sharing a fence line with a larger group. This was written by Stephanie Pierce, the Camelot Kennels office manager, and Lindsay Germain, Camelot office co-owner.
Okay. These are our copies, correct?
Yeah, you may have them. And then I'd also like to point out the inconsistent statements made to both the police officer and the selectman in this request. Ms. Perez states that our dog Bella was still on their property when the police arrived. And in the police report and Mr. Cruz's report, Bella was on our property at the time of his arrival. Also would like to mention that Mr. Cruz also made a falsifying statement to the officer about this not being Bella's first time escaping the yard and having altercations with their dogs. She has never escaped the fence or has been off her leash in the past. This is the first incident that she escaped the yard. When we were informed that she escaped, we immediately looked at where she possibly could have escaped, and then we went to Lowe's to purchase poles and rebar to secure the bottom of the fence to make it more secure as we care about our dog. And then I did take pictures so that you can see the pictures of the fence stuff that we had to do to make sure that she doesn't push that chain link out ever again. Would like to also mention that Ms. Perez was not present at the time of this incident to witness. When I was talking to Charmaine in her driveway, she also stated to me at that time that her dog Bella has always been aggressive towards other dogs. As we had apologized once more because we could not see our dog attacking another dog, she has been socialized and has had 6 months of training, so she's done beginners, intermediate, and advanced. As the selectmen can see, Cruz and Perez are still not taking the responsible steps with their dog Bella, as deemed by the selectmen a year ago. They are constantly violating this ruling, and they believe that my fence has become their containment for their dog. I have witnessed on several occasions Mr. Cruz, it's not Charmaine, but Mr. Cruz constantly has let that dog across the street without a leash to do her business and also in the yard. I did send videos to Tamara a year ago, but I did print out because I was asked to. I think I actually already gave you the picture of him, the still picture with the dog off the leash across the property.
There was a picture of the dog across the property?
No picture of Mr. Cruz with their dog, Bella.
Oh, is that the one in the woods?
Yeah, I think that's the one. It was a video, but I couldn't send a video to you. And I think Tamara already mentioned that I had emailed her, and I had presented my concern at that time that I thought the minute I put my fence up that this would happen.
So Mrs. Perez Cruz, can you come up and identify that as your husband and your dog?
Looks like him, yes.
Okay.
And I was not aware of that.
Okay, is that on their property?
No, that's across
That
the
is not,
street.
that is across.
That's across the
And I
street?
was- Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
then
it's
one-
not on your property? Okay.
So I did mention to Tamara that this would be my biggest fear once we put our fence up. And they have lots of distractions for our dog to look at. I mean, they have 2 other dogs now, and one is curious. He's a cute little shepherd. I think he's a collie shepherd, herds sheep. And he's a curious dog, so when it's in the backyard, this is what I believe the reference to our dog always trying to escape, and they have to bring their dog inside. is because it comes towards our fence when Bella is in her yard. And yes, as you can see by the pictures that I gave you of the fence, we had put a board underneath our vinyl because there was a little bit of room there that when their dog would come towards the fence, they both could put their noses underneath it, and I didn't want Bella to be able to get out or to have their dog get in. So we did take care of that, and I'm thinking that's what they mean by our dog trying to escape, and them having to put the dogs inside. They also have roosters, which they've already mentioned. They have hens that have been coming into our yard for months. And then the only time that we've heard from them was when they needed to come and collect them to get them off our property, because I think they were giving some away. They are down to 2. And I just think that, you know, to have such a concern about the fear of our dog getting out, I would think they would have a fear of having their animals on our property. And I think, did I give you pictures of the roosters too? I must have. Sorry.
No.
So
No, we're not here for roosters.
I
and
know
chickens.
that. No, I'm saying that those were the distractions. I mean, she has lots of distractions, and she could care less about the roosters. I mean, she doesn't even pay attention to them. And so my point is that there is a lot of distractions that she's never tried to get out. And we have done everything we can to keep our dogs safe. We feel bad that the incident took place, and we have clearly taken steps to prevent this from happening again. We truly thought that we had installed this fence for peace of mind for our dog to be out and to be able to get her exercise and play. They have not made any efforts, but on Sunday they did start to put up a orange construction fence on their property line. I don't know how far it goes up, I really haven't looked yet. But I think in this incident, I'm not really sure who to believe, how it happened, or why it happened. The only thing I can state is that obviously their dog Bella was not on a leash at the time, escaped whatever containment they had for it. And I do feel bad. I really, truly feel bad that an animal got injured. But I do not believe that my dog was the aggressor.
Can I please respond to that?
One second. Do you have anything else to add?
Nope. The
No?
only that I don't think that my dog is a dangerous or a nuisance to the town of Warren.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Can I please respond
Yes,
to
ma'am.
that? So, personally, I have tried to do absolutely everything possible to keep Bella away from their property in our deck. I work many hours during the day. And yes, Hector, yes, he probably has taken her out a few times, not every day. It's not like she is saying right now, like she's stating at this very moment. Bella, it's 24, not 24, but the whole entire day, she is in our deck, in and out of the house. She is taken in a leash to the back of the property to do her business. We are not walking Bella around ever again. She is secured in the deck. I don't know when that happened. I guess it happened at the very beginning. I really don't know. I can go home and ask what was going on, what happened, or why did he do it. But it is not a constant, it is not frequent, it doesn't happen every day at all. She is taken to the back of the property to do her business. I personally never said that their dog Bella is dangerous. Yes, she looks around. Yes, there's a lot of animals in the property. We have goats. Yes, we have chicken. I never ever once thought that was going to be a problem. They're walking around. They never said anything, not until they got to the point to just, yell about it. Like, oh, the chickens, get them out of the property. What is going on? It's always a miscommunication between the neighbors, really. It's been terrible. It's been something else. There's a lot of distractions. There's nothing we can do. We have other 2 dogs that they like to play around the property. They have all the rights to do. They're not dangerous at all.
They're just, one of them is a puppy, there's nothing. We have 6 goats, there's a lot of noises. We have a pig, a potbelly pig, and we intend to have more animals. I am sorry if that's a distraction for their dog. And it's not true about people walking by. When people walks by, there's bicycles, there's other animals walking by. She wants to jump out of the fence. That is true. She's a huge German Shepherd dog. Yeah, she's very aggressive in her way, and I understand. They're doing the right thing. They build up the fence, beautiful. I never thought we were having another issue like this, but we are. Like I said, if Hector took Bella to the front of the property, I don't know when that happened. That's not every day. I will go home and ask, like, what happened? But it's not my responsibility. Like I said, I do my very best. She does her very best. She takes care of my mother during the day. She's her PCA. She's 79 years old. I work. I do tutor in the afternoon. I have meetings in the afternoon. Like I said, I'm gonna go home and ask, when did that happen? But we have done absolutely everything. We also took Bella for her training. She did beautiful. I can show you her certificate of accomplishment. I don't know if you want a copy of it. Yes, we
Yeah,
will
we
feel-
would like to see that,
Yes.
because that was one of the conditions.
That is one of the conditions, and we took care of it. Right now, like I said, my mother just moved in with us, well, not just, moved in with us.
Can you please
Yes.
bring that up to us?
And honestly, we haven't had the money to come up with the fencing or any, on our invisible fencing or any of sort of that kind. I mean, we've been trying our very best. Right now, we have an electrical problem in the property. We've been without electricity for the past month, believe it or not. Between the electrician and the inspector, it's been a nightmare. So, no fencing, but she's been up in the deck the whole time. She's taken in the back to the back of the property to do her business. And like I said, I'm sorry about the chickens. I never thought that was going to be a problem.
We just
I
need to get a
guess
copy of that.
they're just chicken for me.
Can we just hold on to that so we make a
Sure.
copy?
Sure.
We'll just make a copy so we have it
Sure.
for record saying that you completed the training.
And unfortunately, like I said, it's
Yeah, just
been
hold.
serious miscommunication between the neighbors. Her husband happened to have 2 arguments with her because of the animals, because of the chickens, because of a piece of trash that just flew over their side of their property. They call the police for absolutely everything. Like I said, he had arguments with my 22-year-old when I'm out working. Because of taking pictures in front of the property. She comes out of the house, can you please leave? He won't. He likes to argue with her. Not once had argues with me, but I don't know what to say. It's not like how it seems to be. I'm sorry. It is not. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I just wanted to say that I've spoken with both sides here. I've spoken with, this family, and I've spoken with this family, and, I've had positive interactions with both of them. And it's so unfortunate that this situation, which it seems like it's been going on, all kinds of issues between the, 2 families, maybe everybody's a little right, maybe everybody's a little wrong. But I've had such positive interactions with both of them. I really hope that at the end of this, there can be some kind of mediation where they both feel, comfortable with what the other person is doing with their dog. Because I definitely believe that, she completed the training, they built a very nice fence. As individuals, these people are both doing great things. But there's so much that's been going on over the years that I think just this mediation is definitely needed. And is either a dog a dangerous dog? In my opinion, probably not. But the neighbors have troubles, and the dogs, I think, pick up on that, and the dogs have some troubles, too. And if we could just keep both dogs away from each other, and maybe all the animals away from each other, and give everybody a chance to breathe and start enjoying their property again. Because I know both parties here, they feel like they can't even enjoy their home anymore, So if we could just contain everybody, everybody, that's just what I hope from, the result from this, because both of these people, I think both of these families are good families.
Thank you. So Mrs. Cruz, did you actually witness the dogs fight?
No,
Were you there at the house that day?
no,
So you have no firsthand knowledge of what happened that day?
no, I just have the pictures and what and Corey said and what I got the phone call right away. He picked up and called me right
So-
away, but no, I was not, no.
So why isn't Mr. Cruz here?
I can bring him over for the.
Because
if
he's
it's
the one that
necessary.
actually witnessed it, and he's the one identified inside the police report. You're not named in there at all. And when I asked, first of all, when we first talked and you gave a description of what happened, you didn't actually witness that.
No, I didn't. I never said I didn't, no. I said that I work, I'm never home.
I just want to clarify, you didn't actually
Oh, no,
witness
yes,
it.
no, I did not.
It's third-hand knowledge.
Yes, yes.
Which, again, you can't take because you didn't actually see it. Okay, also, you're saying you get 3 dogs at that house now?
We have 2 more, yes.
Okay, because your dog Bella is not registered with the town.
My Bella, she is.
She's not licensed.
She is. Did it
I'm
expire?
looking, it's expired.
Oh.
Her
that is-
rabies vaccination is good,
Oh, I
believe they
didn't
have
even
until June
realize
1st.
that.
but she's not registered yet.
Oh, okay,
So you gotta get that done.
okay.
Also, the Australian Shepherd you have, does it have a vaccination for rabies yet? Because
He's a
that
year
one's not
old now.
registered either.
He is
He's
registered.
registered?
Yep.
That has a
I
dog license for
registered
this
him.
year?
Yep, I registered him,
Do you have the vaccination for that dog too?
yes, everything.
Okay, just make sure the town clerk gets that. And how old's the puppy?
He's a year old now.
Are they supposed to be registered? So that one has to be registered, you have to provide vaccination
Dog
records.
That is
Registered.
for
Shepherd, that is
too.
the one registered, yeah.
Okay, because that one's
They're
not.
all,
The only one that they had there was Bella and Australian Shepherd.
that's my Australian Shepherd, yeah.
And
Is
then
it
there's
possible it's
puppy.
underneath a different name?
Well, the other one is also registered, huh? That's also registered.
Yeah.
The 3 dogs are
Is
registered.
that-
He's got a license and everything.
Yeah, she ran the address. There was only 2 dogs that were registered at that address. And one of them, the rabies vaccination shouldn't have that. So, she's gonna get that.
Take a look at that.
Right. And then your dog is vaccinated and licensed.
Yes.
Okay. Great. So, Mrs. Cruz, I commend you for doing the training. Thank you very much for doing that. You followed that part of the order. But you didn't do a fence, and, apparently your dog is still getting off the leash. I understand isolated incidents are gonna happen, but just make sure you take care of that, okay? You gotta keep the dog in your yard unless it's on a leash, okay? And then, okay. And it looks like you're doing a great job as far as putting up a fence. Not everything's foolproof. The first time, dogs are smart, especially shepherds. They will figure out vulnerabilities and they will get through
She has
them.
lost privilege of going out alone.
And how tall is the fence?
It's 6 feet in the back, 6 feet on the side, and then 4 feet in the front.
Okay. Is it, do we have a picture of the fence?
Yeah.
So it's chain link?
It's chain link and then vinyl.
Okay.
So 6 feet in the back, 6
Yeah.
on the side, 4 in the front.
Alright. And you're aware Shepherd could easily clear a 6-foot fence?
Yeah, she has agility training, but my dog is not allowed out anymore by herself, but she is not one to jump over the fence. I think she would push underneath before she even attempted to go over.
Okay. She figured that out.
She
So-
figured out how to push it, yes.
So you're admitting the dog did go into their yard?
I
that
did
day?
not see the incident happen.
You didn't see the dog go in the yard?
No, I didn't even know she escaped until she was walking across my front yard. And that's when I saw her and I was like, how the world? And then I saw the police officer coming towards the yard. He was coming down the side of my yard. And that's when I opened the door, met the police officer, and brought Bella in.
Okay, did you see the dog over in their yard at all?
I didn't see anything,
See your
no.
dog? with it? No. Okay. So you didn't see the dog over in your yard, and you didn't see the dog over in their yard.
She was in my yard by the time the police officer came.
And by the time the police officer got there, the dog was
On my
your
property.
property.
Mhm.
So,
So the police officer
and then the
didn't
only
see
one
it
that
either.
says he's seeing anything didn't come here. Do you have any questions?
The only fenced property is your property, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, Mrs. Cruz, you did not do the fence, the 4-foot fence, or around your property
We have been our deck,
on the deck?
the whole entire time. And there's 2 gates to both of the exits from the deck. And that's where she remains, inside and the deck.
All right, and you did these repairs or fixes
Yes,
after
we-
this?
Immediately. I mean, when the police officer was still there, I went into my garage because when they had installed the fence, they left some pieces, so I thought, because they only put a small wire on the bottom of a chain link fence, and I thought it was tight enough, but I then went and just started clipping more onto it. And then when my husband came home, we went down to Lowe's and purchased rebar and a pole so that it sits in the actual poles that are in the ground so that you can't push out. And we attached it to the bottom. And we gave some pictures so you could see.
Yeah.
We tried to take care of where we thought would be the issue for her. And like I
Okay.
said, she's no longer allowed out in the yard without us present. We used to let her out to go to the bathroom, but now we're out there with her when she's out.
So, Mrs. Cruz, so they're keeping the dog in and then they did these fixes? I mean, does that, how do you feel about that? Is that sufficient?
No, that's wonderful.
Okay.
That's great, yeah. I was also hoping to see if they can help out with our bill that we have.
Well, I mean, that's
Our
something we can't do.
That's small claims court.
Okay.
Or, yeah, just having a conversation.
I don't mind splitting the bill with them. I
If
think
you
we
wanna
should-
volunteer
we
that
should
and do
both-
that?
Absolutely. I was talking to Charmaine the other
Okay.
day. I think taking responsibility, the both of us, I would be more than happy. I made sure I brought enough cash with me. I don't have a problem. Like I said, I'm extremely saddened that it even happened. Never
So-
thought that my dog would ever escape out.
So you're aware we can't tell you to pay
Yes.
her veterinary bills?
Oh, no, I know.
Okay,
But I've already
That's
had a
beyond
nice
us.
conversation with Charmaine in their driveway a couple of weeks ago.
It's
Um,
Camille.
Hmm?
It's Camille.
Camille.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm Charity Camille.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem talking with these young ladies, even after here, if they would like, I don't have a problem. Because I told, I'm gonna chop your name again.
Camille.
Camille, I told Camille, that as of that day, I said we should just start over, because it is out of control, and I want to be able to be out in my yard and enjoy it, and I'm sure they do too. And I would like to be able to talk to them about issues if I have them, and if they have it with me as well. I even said if they ever need anything, they can still call us if they needed anything. Because I felt bad about their electricity issue.
Go back to the point in hand. You've done everything you can do, and you've corrected the vulnerability in your fence.
Yes.
You've installed the fence, even though they were ordered to install a fence or put some sort of means of securing their dog in. You took the initiative to put up a fence on your property.
Yes.
Okay, to keep your dog in. I commend you for that, okay? I hate the fact that this is happening again between two neighbors again, and you're in front of us for the second time now, okay? It's just roles are reversed. Your dog got bit this time, all right? As far as temperament for your dog, I'm not questioning the temperament of your dog. Your dog's doing what it does. It protects your yard. It's a German Shepherd. That breed is a protection breed, okay? It's doing what it's hardwired to do, okay? But as a responsible dog owner, you're gonna make sure that those interactions don't happen. And if the dog did go on their property, you corrected it to make sure that it wouldn't happen again. We don't have any factual evidence. Do you have any pictures saying that their dog was in your yard? Anything?
No, it happened within minutes, so no one took a picture of it, no.
Okay.
He took pictures after, like the marks on the ground, and took a picture of exactly where the,
Yeah, but we don't have a
sheet-
picture of the
no.
dog on your property.
Like the fencing under,
Okay.
but nothing like that, no.
We, you know, at this point, we just don't have evidence supporting your claim that the dog went into your yard, okay? You didn't witness it, the person that did witness it didn't come tonight. And he probably could have, you know, told his story as his firsthand knowledge of seeing it, okay? But we don't have that. You don't have a picture of it, and she didn't even see the dog doing it. But she is willing to be a good neighbor and split the vet bill. That's more than we can ask, okay? She did fix the hole in her fence, so you did find a problem,
I didn't
possible
find a problem,
vulnerability, and
but
you corrected it.
possibility, yes.
Okay.
And they're gonna keep the dog in.
And you're gonna,
Well, not let the dog go outside unsupervised.
No, she's not, she lost all privileges, yeah.
Okay. So there's that.
Do you have anything else to add? No, ma'am?
Nothing at all.
Okay, do you have anything else to add, ma'am? No? Okay. Do you have anything to add? Yeah. Chief?
No, sir.
Young lady, do you have anything to add? Okay. You know, my understanding is there was no verification the dog was even in the yard. Dog got bit. Can't prove that it was actually your dog that bit their dog. I don't really have any evidence.
Well, and I think the problem at least has been corrected for the moment, so I don't know that we really need to do anything at this point. I mean, it's on record that that incident happened, but it seems to have self-corrected, so
So,
we just close the hearing and that's it.
do a motion to close and unfounded. You have no evidence.
Yeah, okay. So I'll make a motion to close the dog hearing.
Okay, and I'll second it. All in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. And the formal finding? Do we want to do that now?
What's our formal finding?
It's unfounded. No proof.
Okay. So moved.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. So what happened is there's no finding. Because you have no evidence. You didn't prove your case that the dog was in the yard. Okay? If Hector came here, it may have been different. Okay? We're limited what we can do. Okay? It seems like you're both great people, though. Okay? Honestly, you seem like a very nice person, and you do too. And just like Tammy said, I really hope you guys can figure this out and get along. I understand some people just don't get along as neighbors, but
Like I said,
you guys live
I'm
next to each
outside
other.
right now.
And I'm sure, you know, if we get invited to a cookout to come over to either one of your houses, we'd be all for it because you guys seem like, you know, great people and great residents, okay? Just find a way of living with each other. Now, with you disclosing that you have much more animals on your property, okay? Are you following up? You did,
I do an annual barn inspection.
Barn inspection for them?
I've been there before.
okay, and you know about the pig and everything else?
I do a lot of barn inspections. I did almost 100, so I remember, you know, some animals, but did I meet the actual pig? To be honest with you, I can't recall.
Okay. All right, and your property, is it actually a wetland behind your house?
Farther back, yes.
Okay, all right. You just can't have animals in a wetland?
We don't have
Okay, so if it's muddy and it's constantly, and there's certain types of plants in there and it's identified as a wetland, and you can look that up and see if it is identified as one, you're not supposed to have farm animals in there.
this. Actually, we're moving them to the other side to be more 100% sure, to the other side of the property.
Okay.
That's where we're gonna move.
Okay.
And we noticed that one area was, so we blocked it. It's fenced, so they only have one side now. And so they'll be moved to the other side
Okay.
eventually.
Just keep them out of the yard.
That's one of the reasons why.
All right.
It's not that we mind the roosters, because we really don't, but they are starting to dig.
They do dig.
Yeah, they're starting to dig, which
Well,
that we don't like.
All chickens dig, though. They're like little mini bulldozers. We have lots of chickens too, and
That hole is getting bigger.
yeah, they like to dig for the grubs and stuff and the worms and any other little insects they can find. But that's what they do. But just keep them off their property. Okay. Do you have anything else?
No.
Good.
Yep.
Thank you very much for coming. You guys are gonna work out something?
Yeah, I would like to, if I can, out in the hallway.
Okay, so it sounds like she's willing to meet you with the veterinary bill. That's beyond us, okay? And I hope you have a good weekend. Get along.
You too.
You're welcome.
That's the stuff that they, plus the licensing. Oh, yeah,
Hold on.
take- yeah,
We need to
make
get
a
a copy of that. So if you guys wanted to take a break, our next meeting's not till 7.
Yes.
We had to schedule it that way because we had to have a public hearing for the dog hearing.
Right. So do we want to keep Zoom up or?
You can.
I never realized you became King Solomon.
So what?
You became King Solomon.
Why?
You're gonna cut the babies in half.
To the Board of Selectmen meeting for May 25th, 2023 at 7 PM. We just concluded our dog hearing, and we're on to our regular meeting now. First thing on the agenda is the school budget meeting. Did we get any follow-up or correspondence from the school yet?
I did not. I don't know if Jim did. As of the time he left, he had not.
So we had asked them for documents, and then
Yep.
we had asked them about potential meeting dates after Maureen had been here,
Right.
and we haven't got anything.
No. Yeah, it's very important. If anybody is listening out there, as far as with the school and the school budget, the Board of Selectmen take this as a very high priority. That's why we scheduled so many meetings to discuss it, with the hopes that the school would show up so we can work on this issue, because our teachers' jobs are very important to us. Our school employees are very important to us, and our children are extremely important to us in our community. And right now, the school has no budget. And we are actively seeking to correct this while being reasonable with the town's funds. And we would like to discuss that with the school to hopefully come to an understanding that's fiscally responsible, and still provides the school with what they need. People also need to understand that the above minimum contribution is not something that's mandated to the school. It is something that we elect to do as a town, and it's extra money above and beyond their operating. They have an operating budget and they have a transportation budget, and this is extra to that budget that they're asking for. But right now, they currently have no budget, and I don't know what their intentions are, but I urge them, please come to us and let's work this out so we can resolve this, so we don't have to lay off all our school employees, or the school committee would have to do that, because that would be devastating to our town, our school employees and our residents. So let's be adults, come to the table and discuss this.
We're on a timeline right now. We have a
We're on
tight timeline that we could be working on this right now.
And right now, there's a lot of wasting time not meeting together. The school offered us one meeting date in June, where we would have liked to have had many to resolve such an important issue, because we are so far off as far as what the above minimum contribution should be for the community. So I definitely urge the school to come to our meetings and talk with us so we can resolve this, because it is a very important issue. And, you are on a timeline. As of, my understanding, as of June 1st, they have to have termination papers drafted for all the teachers. And as of contractual agreement with the union at the school, they have to deliver those papers by June 15th. So it's very important that they meet with us and we resolve this, because we don't want to see that happen. We want to be able to fix this. But we need a realistic budget, and we need the documents that we've requested also. Documents we've requested are a budget report for this year. We received last year's, and they also came to the selectmen and discussed their budget, and also FinCom. This year, we were not given that courtesy. and we were not given anything relating to the budget other than an above minimum contribution amount. And that's pretty much it, in transportation and operating budget. We would like to have all the supporting documentation so we can understand the budget. But we can't understand it if we don't have anything that we can look at, other than being told you want $1.2 million above minimum contribution. So, again, we urge the school committee to come to us and let's meet. Let's work this out. You have anything else?
No?
Sure.
Yeah.
Anybody in the public have anything?
Yeah, I'd like to say something.
Sure.
Ray Capaco, President Warren, if any other department that depends on the selectmen to support a budget were to refuse to negotiate with them, I think we all know what would happen. That department would be told, this is what you're getting, and that would be the end of it.
Yep.
And
They would be level
that,
funded.
they'd be level funded, and it'd go before the town, there'd be an explanation as to what happened. I've never seen that, and I've been a resident for 20 years. The department heads all work with the FinCom, they all work with the selectmen, they all make their cases, and sometimes they're very pleased, and sometimes they're a little disappointed. But they negotiate. They make their case, and they live with the results of the selectmen's decision and the town's decision. It always gets worked out. So shame on the school committee for not showing up. I hope they do show up in the future. And let's get this resolved. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And yes, every other department does meet with us and FinCom and works it out. And that's always been the standard practice. It's always been the thing to do. And we always have some means of explaining it with supporting documentation from the departments of why they need more money. And some of them, we tell them that they need to make cuts because they're getting a little beyond what we can afford as a town. And this is the first time that I know of that this has happened in this way, where the school committee has refused to really work with us. We've gone to 3 of their meetings, which resolved absolutely nothing on a budget. Because the first meeting we went to, they were not prepared, didn't have a budget, didn't want to discuss the budget, and wanted to discuss how the meetings would flow from there on. The second meeting, we were given the budget and told that's it. That's what they're asking for. There's no way they can cut anything. They're not moving on anything. And there's absolute refusal to work on the budget in any way. And we were not given any reason why the budget was going so high, other than electricity went up and special ed went up. But no numbers to really support that. And then the third meeting, they didn't even have a quorum for the school committee, budget subcommittee, to do anything, so that was a moot point at that point too. So all 3 meetings, in our opinion, were not productive at all. Nothing that resolved, and especially anything on the budget. So that's why we initiated and reached out to the school to schedule more meetings and try to work this out. And we even looked at a potential special town meeting day, because this is important and we know there's a timeline. We know the school has no budget as of July 1st. They have no money. The town voted down any chance of getting any money, and there's no other means to get any at this point. I don't think the school really understands where they can get this money. Even the superintendent, when she was here, she didn't really understand how it worked. But there's a process, and that process is long and drawn out. And unfortunately, if we can't resolve it, and the school committee refuses to meet with us to resolve it, then it's gonna be a long and drawn out process, and, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. We just hope that they do want to meet with us eventually and work on this and come to a solution. So, please, again, Mr. Andrew Schwenker, I'm reaching out to you. Contact me, and let's work on this. Got to be adults in the room and figure this out. So please, let's fix this and come to one of our meetings, or two of our meetings, or all of our meetings, so we can work this out. So, please. Do you have anything else?
No, I'll just say that we've reserved the next bunch of meetings, a slot for the school. So each meeting, it'll be the same thing.
Every one of our next Board of Selectmen meetings into June, the first half of it will be reserved for the school budget and school issues. And if I have to come on here and ask the school to come to meet with us every single time, and that's all that gets resolved, I'm gonna do that, because this is very important, and we gotta do this. Okay? Do you have any other questions about the budget?
No.
Anybody else have anything for the school budget? Anybody on Zoom have anything for the school budget?
Nope.
No? Okay, move on. Okay, discussion with the Veterans Council about the veteran memorabilia that is being stored at the West Brookfield American Legion. Okay, the memorabilia that they're talking about was when Warren had its own American Legion, or Legion. And neither one of them are on there, right?
No.
No.
I don't
So we
know.
don't have anybody from Veterans Council, but they did ask me to see if we could reach out and get that back so they could actually do a display with it and do something with that memorabilia, because it was a Warren Legion at one point, and the Veterans Council would like to actually do something with that memorabilia,
So how come they're not just contacting them directly?
because we're the ones that gave it to them.
Oh, well, I mean, okay.
Because in a previous meeting, we identified it as there being memorabilia for the American Legion, and because we didn't have an American Legion and we shared with West Brookfield,
Mhm.
that it was just to be brought over there and preserved, in the means that if they would put it up or do something with it. But my understanding is it was just put in a box and set to the side.
Okay.
So if you're good, I can go there and ask them if we can get it back.
Yeah.
If they're not doing anything with it, we can get it back, and our Veterans Council could do something with it.
Do they have a plan, our Veterans Council?
They do.
Okay,
Yeah, they wanted to do a display with it, do something nice, so.
okay. Yeah, let's get the stuff back.
Okay. Right. So, all right, anybody have any questions about that? All right. Discussion and possible vote on reappointing Katie Mellon and Albert Demo for three more years on the Council of Aging. Okay. Do we have any questions about that? Anybody oppose it? No?
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
All right, I'll make a motion to reappoint Katie Mellon and Albert Demo to the Council on Aging for a 3-year term.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. The motion passes unanimously. Okay. So, police monthly report. Chief, you're up. We're gonna hold you to the end, but.
Chief will have one repeating. For the month of April, we logged logged 1,818 calls, investigated 9 felonies, had 92 incident reports, 3 on-view arrests, 1 warrant arrest, 27 ARs, a total of 24. 342 motor vehicle stops. Governor Highway Safety is doing their extra patrols. That's how we have such high stops. With 131 citations. At the end of April, we actually got back car 85. I don't know if you noticed in the last couple of reports it says it was set out for service. That's the hybrid cruiser we had, the inline one. We were having some issues with it. Lambrose couldn't figure it out, so we brought it somewhere else. They were able to figure out that it was a warranty item with the transmission. Ford replaced the transmission under warranty. Yeah, great.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
You already needed it. I don't understand the whole idea of having hybrids for,
Online cruisers, not working
Yeah.
out.
It's-
Chiefs from I spoke to throughout the state. I said the same thing.
and it's being mandated.
It's what they want. It's not working. We have so much stuff that runs off the batteries, it kills the batteries, it draws them down so far. We were having a problem with that, so we have a trickle charging for it sometimes. And then this was just a whole other issue. It would shut off while they were going down the road and say pull over safely. They have to pull over and you wait 20 minutes and start back up and work. So Lamrose was telling us it was an aftermarket issue with the stuff we put in it, which ended up being a transmission problem. It's computers, I guess, from what they were inside the transmission, one of them was faulty.
Would it be aftermarket?
That-
It's sold as a cruiser.
They didn't know what they were talking about, basically. They didn't know what the problem was. Blame the outfitter. Let's see. On the 3rd of this month, I met with the new lieutenant at C3, Scott Shea. He's actually, I've known him for years. He started out as a regular trooper out in C3, and now he's the barracks commander as lieutenant. Look forward to working with him. He's already helped us out with a few things. On the 4th, I attended my Homeland Security meeting. We discussed the closing budget of FY23 and as well as the upcoming FY24 budget. On the 6th, I had the pleasure of actually reading to the Warren Community Elementary School. I read to a 6th grade class. The book was named House Arrest. Actually a very good book. I wasn't sure how much I had to read, so the date night before I read the entire book. So I read a few chapters to them, and they were going to continue reading on as a class assignment. On the 10th, we conducted the lockdown drills at the Quayball High School, Warren Elementary, and West Brookfield Elementary. These drills went very well. The Quayball drills was, it also included a hands-on portion. We had a man in a red band suit coming. I'd like to thank all the members that helped us during that time. Warren Fire and Adam, he's always there to help us out. West Brookfield PD, Sturbridge PD, and the State Police T3 Barracks, they all came out to help us that day. On the 14th, Town Administrator Jim Ferrera, Highway Boss Jeremy Olson, and I met with the engineers and contractor that will be doing the job on Prospect Street. They're looking to kick that off about in the midsummer. So we should see that improvement coming soon. In training this month, I attended a class on gun dealer inspections, as well as a class put on by the DA's Office on Child Abuse Prevention. And Officer Sujin completed instructor training on Stop the Bleed. So that's now something else that we can bring to the town and the schools to teach to them.
Very good. Because we have the Stop the Bleed kits
Yeah, Stop
that
the
could
Bleed
be
kits, now we got an instructor.
put in once we get the training, right?
Yep.
And that's your stuff, right? Stop the Bleed?
Yep.
So, all right, yeah, let's see if we can get with Mr. Ferrara, see if we can schedule some training for the employees. We got through all the CPR and AED
Yep.
training for the town employees. Stop the Bleed would be another thing to follow up with and get that done, and we can put those in there too.
Absolutely.
So, good.
What's going on with the Milo system? Have you used it or?
Yeah, we've come up here on the weekends every now and then. We're trying to get, Sturbridge wants to come out here, and also at my last Homeland Security meeting, the director came. We're trying to get some of the colleges to come out They wanna come out and look at it,
Okay.
so,
When are we gonna be able to see it? I think that's what you were getting at, right?
oh, yeah. You wanna play with it?
Come on now.
We could probably make that happen.
All right, let's make that happen. All right, and anything else?
No.
Anything else, Chief?
No, that's it.
Well, thank you very much. Go home.
Thank
Get
you.
some sleep. I know you're gonna be out here at 3.
Yay.
All right. So that's it for the police monthly report, and thank you very much, Chief. And next, discussion and possible vote for petty cash for Board of Health. Are they looking for $50 for petty cash? Good.
What would they use it for?
Probably mailing,
It's-
like everybody else, right?
Yeah, that's what it says.
I think someone's from the Board of Health.
Just identify who you are, please.
It's a Tiverton Board of Health member. That's basically to cover office expenses for our administrative assistants, stamps, staples, things like that. So she doesn't have to go to anybody, she can just pay it right out of the petty cash in the office.
Okay. Pretty much what everybody else is using it for.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll make a motion to approve petty cash for the Board of Health in the amount of $50.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. The motion passes unanimously. For $50 for the Board of Health and petty cash. Okay. Next thing on the agenda is discussion and possible vote on accepting the gift of a Terex light trailer. Okay, and this was very generously donated. And I don't know, are you staying anonymous?
No, I'm not standing on this.
So can you tell us about the trailer?
Well, the trailer, as you said, it's a Terex. It's donated by the company I work for. We go through these things on a regular basis, and at a certain hour limit, we retire them, and then we either sell them or we donate them to whoever needs them. So the unit that you have out here has 4,000 some odd hours on it. I delivered it already. It's out in the back of the building. Fully functional, had its service already. It's got, it'll produce 4,000, yeah.
Watts.
Yeah, 4,000 watts of lights. light for the entire area. There's 4 light heads on the unit itself. The mast raises up 25 feet into the air. The lights are directional. If you want to put them forward, backwards, up, down, however you want to set it, you can do that. It's got a 45-gallon fuel tank in it, diesel. It will run 90 hours straight without having to refuel. There is an additional outlet, GFCI controlled outlet on the outside of the unit in case you want to plug other systems or equipment into it on the outside. So it also acts as a generator. It is trailerable. The hitch has a long tongue on it, but it has a pin pull release on it so it can fold up, so it's not a tripping hazard, and you can put it in a tight ported area. And like I said, it's got its most recent service, it's updated. The light bulbs in it are halide light bulbs, they're all brand new. Recent oil change, recent fuel. Fuel tank is full, as a matter of fact. So it's yours if you want it. There's no charge for it. The only conditions are that it's assigned to the emergency management department, and they're the ones who will dictate what it's used for. So.
Right. Free equipment. Can't turn that down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use that, right? I can think of plenty of uses for that thing.
Like I said, like fire, police, and all departments are gonna be able to use it.
So, Chief, what do you think?
Right? Those are always very handy in many different situations.
Emergency lighting, yeah.
It'd be silly to turn it down.
Yep. So, all right. So, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great opportunity. Really appreciate you helping out the town with this. It's, It's one of those additional things that's nice to have in our toolbox here.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Are you good?
Yes.
Bill Motion?
I will make a motion to accept the gift of a Terex light trailer and give the chairman of the select board authority to sign the bill of sale.
Okay. And I'll second that. And all in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. The motion passes unanimously. Thank
You are
sir.
the buyer.
I just bought a trailer.
Nice.
And can I have a copy of that when it's all signed for my records?
It's 25th, right? There we go. Copy of that too. Again, thank you very much. And anytime you guys want to get rid of equipment, we'll always put a use to it.
We do it on a regular basis, so.
Thank you very much. It was very generous of you. Okay. Next thing on the agenda, discussion and vote on the one-stop application with a $10,000 town match. Okay, Mr. Ferrara reached out to us for this one. He is actually working with Chris Dunphy on this, so we're gonna table this till next meeting, okay, for a vote. Good with that?
Yes.
Okay, now we're on warrants and bills.
All right, I'll make a motion to pay the following warrants. Number 105 payroll, $51,299.57. Number 106 vendor, $103,269.98.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. The motion passes unanimously. Bills.
Make a motion to pay the following bills. KP Law, $2,583.97. Comcast, $20.30.
Okay, and I'll second that. All in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. The motion passes unanimously. Okay, minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 9th, 2023.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. The motion passes unanimously. Minutes are approved. Okay, new business. You have any new business?
I don't have anything.
No? Did we have new business in there?
No.
No, that's correspondence. Okay. Do you have any old business?
I don't think I have any old business.
I do. Chief, what's going on with the radios?
So ironically, I'm sorry, I was writing an email.
Sorry.
So we are about a week and a half from going live with the system. We were able to get the third tower that is located on Gilbert Road. That one was slightly delayed because they had to do a rehab of one of the facilities inside for us to take, to occupy that space. So we've been working with them. It would have been a lot easier. We could have probably gone live with two of them maybe a couple weeks ago. We decided to hold off because we would have had to do a whole second round of testing with it if we went live with only two and then had to bring the third one in there. So we decided to wait an additional 2 weeks basically to make sure they all come online together. It makes more sense that way. It's less to do for us and the company that manufactured everything, and it's just easier to test everything at one time. So hopefully within about a week and a half, we're hoping for a go live date of June 7th is the target right now. So things are looking good. We've had several calls, and for anyone that listens to the scanner, we've had several serious calls in the last couple of weeks that have just emphasized once again the limitations of our radio system. So, it's always a struggle, especially on the Mass Pike and surrounding mutual aid calls and stuff. So this is a long time coming, and I've said many times to the troops that the moment I can once and for all stand there with a mobile radio and and talk into it and have people hear me is gonna be a good day, because I've never had that in my career. So, we're looking forward to that, and, so hopefully within 2 weeks from now, I'll be able to report back that we're fully online.
Awesome. Thank you, Chief. You have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, correspondence. We have a letter from Mr. Jeff Tripp. And it's a complaint about a vehicle parking and a motorcycle parking on Main Street and in front of 804 Main Street, and using the bike lane for their personal parking when they have off-street parking. Okay. I don't know if that's actually a designated, is that a designated bike lane? Do you guys know? 804 Main Street? I don't think there's anything marked, it's just, there's a, say about an 8-foot white line that comes off the side.
Yeah, like a shoulder.
Yeah, it's like a shoulder, but there's nothing designating it as bike lanes, I've never seen anything.
As far as I know, it's not, it doesn't have the bicycle
It's not a bike
symbol
lane.
in it, and it's not a bike lane.
And this would also be a complaint to the police department if there's a parking problem.
Yeah.
The
it's not
selectmen
us.
don't enforce parking problems.
Okay.
I would refer him to the police. It's their job to do that,
Okay. I will do that.
unless you've been issued a ticket book recently, have you?
No.
No? Neither have I.
I won't.
That is a police issue, not
Okay.
selectmen issue.
Got it.
All right. And then correspondence for a bench next to the building here. And so there's a bench, you see the picture of it, it's a nice metal bench.
Yep.
Everybody can see that. It's actually really nice. That's a bench that's being dedicated from Mr. Shepherd. And the open, was it Open Communities? Is it
Open Space.
Open Space. And they were working on it, and Highway Department's gonna put a concrete pad in, and they wanna put it right outside here, so it's facing the flagpole.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful bench, and I think it'd be a great spot for a bench there. They're gonna put a nice little concrete pad, bolt the bench to the concrete pad, so it's viewing, so it's facing the entrance of the parking lot
Mhm.
and the flagpole there.
Okay.
So it's right next to the flower gardens.
It's dedicated to his grandparents.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you good with that?
Yeah. That sounds good.
Jimmy, did you have anything to do with this? The park bench that's being put over here?
I believe that's David Shepherd.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good location, I think, believe. Be able to do maintenance around it and stuff.
All right. So I'm good with it. I think it's a great idea. It's a great looking bench. And I think it'd be great to have, for the employees, to have some place to sit down too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What
if we have
color is it?
anything with the flagpole, it's black.
Oh, it's black,
Yep.
okay.
It's a black bench.
Here's the colored
Oh,
picture.
yeah, I mean, I got a black and white photo here.
Yeah.
It's similar to the one that's up by the library. This one's bigger.
It's over the highway, if you wanted to see.
Yeah.
So let's actually just do a motion for that and say, yeah, we approve the bench and the location.
So this was a grant? Did we get this through grant or?
No.
Or it's a
No,
donation?
It's a donation, and Mr. Shepherd he was gonna do it, my understanding, but then, the open space,
Open community, he said.
no, it's rural improvement.
Oh,
Okay, rural improvement.
Okay,
Said they would help him out with it.
okay.
So, but he's done a beautiful job with the sign and the etching on the building and, now the bench,
Mhm.
making the town look good. One piece at a time.
All right, so I'll make a motion to accept the bench for use at the Shepherd Building.
Right, and I'll second that. All in favor?
Richi Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. The motion passes unanimously, and let's put the bench in. Said he could probably have it in a week and a half, 2 weeks. So, the concrete pad is actually a pre-poured pad, and they just gotta cut out a little section of grass, drop it in there, bolt the bench on, and it's done. So within 2 weeks, we'll have a bench and new radios.
Wow.
Hopefully. All right. So, comments and concerns. Do you have any comments or concerns?
No, I don't.
Anybody else have any comments and concerns? Mr. Conrad?
No contract resident. Just a reminder, Sunday, it's a Memorial Day Parade, 1 o'clock, St. Paul's Cemetery.
Yep.
I believe they march to the Common. It's all downhill.
Yep. It's a nice march.
Then they go to West Warren, start by West School, march up Main Street to the lights.
Yep.
Hope to see people there.
So again, yep, it's supposed to be a beautiful day.
Mhm.
So this Sunday at 1 o'clock is the Warren Memorial Day Parade. And please, come on out, check it out. It's a good day. We're gonna have beautiful weather for it. And it starts over here at the cemetery and goes to the center of town, just like Mr. Conrad said, and then it picks up again, because not everybody's walking down the road. So, picks up again, down in West Warren, and another little mini parade there. So, it's a good day. Please come out and see it. And show your support, please. All right, any other comments and concerns?
Mr. Chairman, Adam Malloy, Fire Chief. Just want to touch base on another quick project we've been working on, the address signs. So we've been working behind the scenes. I was finally able to get Lowe's, was gracious enough to donate some poles for us for those. So I just picked them up recently. So we finally have all of that stuff in. We're going to be rolling out that project very shortly. We'll advertise it on Facebook and probably Neighborhood Watch and stuff like that to have any residents that are maybe interested in that. So basically how it'll work is they'll contact the fire department. We have a template that we can make it up, see how they want it mounted and where they want it mounted, and we can assist them with that going forward. But the signs themselves came in, and then Lowe's was good enough to donate it. We may have a second round of donations come in for more posts if it really takes off. But right now we have 50 that are going to be ready to go right off the bat. So we will be putting that out shortly.
Very good. Yep, thank you, Chief. Anybody else have any comments or concerns? Nobody? Anybody on Zoom? None. All right. And the next meeting is June 1st, 2023, and that is at 6 p.m. And that will start off with a school budget meeting. We'll go from there. All right, and
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Richi Hacker, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much. All right.
All right, so who is Heather McCusick? I think she was maybe on for the school part of it?